always win. Oh, victory is in Jesus.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me?
Hello everyone, welcome to Positive Impact. My name is Joy Elowo and I'm your host for today. Positive Impact is an exciting and entertaining program where professionals come in to share their perspectives on burning issues and they also prefer solutions. Today we are going to talk about sustainable marriage. How do you sustain your marriage? We have a professional in here who is going to take us further on that topic. She is Dr. Mrs. Ajoke Hephzibah Enebeli. She's an entrepreneur. She's a business owner. She's a mentor and a coach. She's everything you can think of. But we'll get to see her when we come back. Don't go away. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me?
Welcome back. This is Positive Impact, and today we have a special guest, Dr. Mrs. Ajoke Hephzibah Enebeli. She's going to talk on sustainable marriage. Doctor, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Yes, this topic today is very interesting, and I know a lot of people out there want to know how to sustain their marriages. What is sustainable marriage? What does it mean when we talk about sustainable marriage?
Okay, first of all, when it means to sustain something,
Yeah.
means to maintain that thing.
Okay.
For you to sustain a marriage, a lifestyle,
Okay.
means that you are maintaining it.
Okay.
You're protecting it, you're keeping it.
Yeah.
So that's what it means to sustain. And then for a marriage to be sustainable means that you will do all that it will take,
Okay.
all within your fiber to make sure that that marriage remains.
Yeah.
That's what we mean by sustainable marriage.
Yeah. Actually, we have invited you here today because we know that you have been able to sustain your marriage. You married
By the
quite
grace of
early,
God.
and you know, everybody can see you're happy. And I know today, before we end this program, you're going to tell us how you started and how you got to where you are today. So now let's look at how to build a healthy marriage. You know, some people don't know how to build a healthy marriage. You know, while you sustain your marriage, what are the things that you know you need to do to sustain this marriage?
Well, first of all, I want to just say thank God for the one that I have, the marriage that I have. It's not been by my strength. And so I would say, or I'll start by saying, marry your friend.
Okay.
Yeah, if you marry someone that's your friend, you can discuss anything with. Definitely, whoever is your friend will never cast aspersions or look down on you. The person will always put himself or herself in your shoes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you sustain the one that you have. For me, it's been like I said, marrying your friend is number one.
We
And
know that
then you'll be
communication.
Yeah, marrying your friend is number one, and then you're able to give each other a chance.
Okay.
You're able to cut yourself some slack. You're able to give yourself opportunities to hurt each other over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I have to say about that.
Okay, then let's talk about communication now, in you know, as one of the elements of sustaining, you know, a marriage. In most marriages, when there's no communication, you know, it brings a lot of misconception, misunderstanding. What's your view on that?
Yes. If you have a good relationship, you should be able to communicate whatever it is.
Okay.
You know, when you're sad, you'll be able to communicate. You're happy, be able to communicate. No matter how little or how small the issue is, I communicate.
Okay.
I talk to my husband
Okay.
about every and anything because human beings were prone to holding back when we feel bad and feel hurt about something.
Yeah.
And so because we feel hurt and we feel bad, you do not know how to transfer or transmit your information or the way you feel. You don't know how to tell your partner or your friend. And so communication could be breached at that point. But then, if there is no good communication, it becomes the beginning, or it sets it brings an atmosphere of or it sets you up for a future problem, or for future problems. You know, if you're able to open up to your spouse, no matter what, he opens up to you and you open up to him. So it makes it very easy for you to, you know, understand each other.
Yes,
so communication is key,
Yes.
as far as marriage is concerned.
Okay, so now I'll ask you a personal question. Does your spouse know, you know, what is really important to you, and how does he handle them?
Yeah, he knows, because each time I have a need, be it physical or emotional, I express myself.
Okay.
In marriage, it's very good to be expressive, not in the negative. Some people express themselves, hurting the other party. Okay? You should know who you are in the marriage with. If you do not know your spouse, it becomes very difficult for you to be able to approach him or her. Now, for me, he knows my needs, because over time, when there are needs he overlooks, and he comes in, for instance, comes in from work, and there are things I want to talk to him about, and I see him carrying his own, you know, carrying himself from work to the house and all that. I put up a face. I'm like, I want him to notice that, look, I need you right now. Office is office. But when it comes to me, keep everything and look at, and I try to do that too. Okay, because sometimes when I don't, he goes, you don't noticing me now. Is it because I'm like, oh, really? And I say, oh, sorry. So what do you want? I will just simplify everything, trivialize everything. If you hold strongly to things, it becomes an issue. An issue that could fester, and then before you know it blows out. You know, it blows up at your face. So for my husband, my own spouse, he understands me. And even when for instance, I might be walking through this path, like, he already knows that my wife takes this route to move, and I did not take that route that day, he will know there's something wrong. Do you understand? So he's able to say, why, I noticed you went this way. Why did you go this way today? You know, and I'll be able to tell him that, look, this also happened. In fact, you didn't take note of me and all that. But he's able to meet them, because I've opened up to him so much that he knows me.
Yeah, in some relationship, or would I say most relationship, spouses, you know, fight. Physical fight, there's abuse, there's violence and all that. So what are some of the common reasons? What would you say are some of the common reasons why spouses fight?
Our mouth.
Women's mouth?
Women's mouth cause the fight a lot. And it takes a disciplined man to be able to stand.
A woman.
A woman. For me, I see it in recently we had this issue we're handling a couple, and then she now said, he hits me. The first thing that came off my mouth is, you're a weak man.
Yes.
The only way you want to show you have strength as a man is by hitting a woman. And that's nothing. Why don't you hit your fellow man? Try hitting your fellow man and see what it means. Cowards, men that are cowards hit women. Because all you need to do is just talk to your wife. No matter how much the woman offends you, no matter what she does, by the time you lift up your hand to hit a woman, you missed it. And you can't take it back. She said he did it once and he did it a second time. And I'm like, wow. And we never knew this. And these are people we mentor. So I'm like, why don't you just take your anger out somewhere else other than your wife? Because you know she will not be able to fight. And unfortunately for some men, they don't understand that some women will beat you. They will. Some women will beat you. Like tie you up and beat you. We have ways of doing those things if we want to do them. Do you understand? But we don't fight our husbands. Okay, we don't retaliate. You know, and all that. But fights are not, I mean, they just, it's an overboard kind of attitude, you know, character for a man to put up.
You know, at the moment, with the state of the economy in our country, I know this has also affected a lot of marriages, you know, in terms of finance. So it causes, you know, some rifts in marriages. So, well, apart from that finance aspect, what are the greatest challenges you think we face in marriages in Nigeria?
Well, the economy is so bad that you need to help yourself as a woman for you to be able to look away from whatever it is that you're not getting at home.
Yeah.
I would like to say to some women or to women out there to get busy.
Yeah.
If you're busy, look at what you're very busy. You'll be looking for a man to come home and make sure what he used to bring to the table before remains. Do you understand? Things have changed. What stops a woman from getting busy by looking for something to do, no matter how little? Get into the gym, exercise. Like a woman was talking to me and she was like, I feel so happy now. I feel very, excited. I said, that's one of the things that we should be doing. Other than waiting at home for one man to come back and the money that he used to give you 100,000, all of a sudden it's now 20,000 naira. It becomes an issue. So what are you doing at home? Do you understand? For the economy, all of us need to sit down, husband, wife, and see how we make it work for ourselves. Because my husband will say, love now money. He says it sometimes for like, okay, there's no meaning. Oh, if there's no money, love will go. Well, it's just a saying. Do you understand? But for some women, that's true. When once there's nothing at home or things are not going the way they expect, with the way the economy is, it's like it's so rowdy, so chaotic. Too many things are happening at the same time. People are dying, people are fighting, they are kidnapping people everywhere. The only way you can help yourself and sustain yourself is just to love yourself and just take yourself out of the crowd and get busy. Do you understand? Occupy yourself with something and you will not look at what a man gives to you and what he doesn't give.
Yeah, so if there's an argument in a relationship like marriage, who do you think should apologize first?
Hey. In my own case, my husband does the apology.
Even when you're wrong.
It's not because he feels he's right or he's wrong. Okay? He just feels that he doesn't like to actually push issues.
Yeah.
You understand? He knows that his wife hardly would apologize naturally.
Really?
Yes. Not that I don't feel sorry, but to say, okay, I am sorry for what I did. I read my lips. I am sorry for what I did. I'm not very good at that, but I'm very good at, I try to do things to cover up, to make you feel like I'm sorry. Do you understand? Like if I offend him, I could just go his favorite meal.
I thought it's the other way around. Men always do that. They don't say I'm sorry, but they find a
mine
way.
say it he's very quick to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, he says, Obi, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I'm like, He says it over and over and over. I don't take it for granted. Do you understand? It's just him. Okay. So I try not to be the one being apologized to. Okay. So I try not to be at the wrong, on the side of the wrong. You understand? But he says he's sorry a lot. Most women are also quick to say, they break down, they cry.
But you don't.
I don't know how to do it, but I feel sorry.
Yeah.
But naturally, I don't know how to go and say, okay, I'm sorry. All right, I would rather just do like,
you do things that will make me happy.
I'll just make sure we don't talk about it. I'll just change the whole conversation and everything. He will just know I'm sorry.
Yeah, he knows because he understands you already.
Not that I don't say at all. I do say I'm sorry, but it's not me to say I'm sorry. I just move on and change and make sure I make up for whatever wrong I did.
So what would you advise, spouses to do, especially when they have arguments? Do they reconcile or get a third party to come in to help them?
Yeah, someone should always shoot their sword like, oh, this is so big. And third party is not really good.
Yeah.
When you get married, it's you, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
God brings you together. Yeah. It's both of you that God joined. I don't see a reason why, except it's very bad in the one that maybe
the man refuses to listen or the lady, so you need a third party.
You can get people you listen to. My pastor would say, if there is no one that this person listens to, then you don't have
something is wrong.
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
If there is no one person that you can listen to, like you now, Joy. Yeah, you're my friend. I might decide to okay, let me take this thing to Joy because I know Joy knows me.
Okay.
And she has my back. She can tell me the truth. And there should be somebody somewhere you should listen to. Not to tell everybody.
Yes.
Some women will go telling and ranting and telling everybody what their husband did and what he did.
No.
Even if it means you caught him sleeping with somebody on the bed.
No.
By the time you announce it to the world, when it changes, what do? Will you go back to the world?
They just look
and
at
tell
him
them
with disrespect.
Everybody disrespect the
Yeah.
man. Do you understand? So what do? You cover each other.
Yes, let's talk about honor. You know, people say honor your husband. How do you honor your husband?
Honor should come natural for every woman. If you say honor, I use the word submit.
Okay.
It's difficult to submit. It's the most difficult part God gave to us.
To submit.
Yes, it's the most difficult. To love is just natural. You love someone, you love them. When it comes to submission, it means you stoop. You have to go all the way down. And it's not easy.
You go on your knees.
Either you kneel or you hug or you just or you prostrate, whatever.
Okay.
But for our husband, it should come natural.
Okay.
When you do that, in return, what you get may be unbelievable.
Yes.
Do you understand? Okay, when I first got married, I don't know if I should be talking about that now.
Please.
When I first got married, it was a big house, an empty house. I mean, big empty house. A duplex where everybody in this world, because he's such a generous, liberal person that anybody could come from anywhere and they will be in the house. And I got married, I entered that, I'm like, who is this person now? Just, where is this one from? Sokoto? Do you understand? And then I will cook for my husband. I was trained to respect, adore, submit, love my husband with everything. And so when I cook, I will keep his plates. I will keep his own food somewhere. Before you know what is happening, they finish the food. So I will begin to cry. I did nothing but cry. I'm like, oh, people want to kill me. I will cry and cry. And you come and say, don't worry, now let them eat. I'll say, no, we have just so and so number of food, quantity of food, and they've eaten it. Oh, I cried through every day of my life those days. You understand? Because I felt that this is a man, and there is a man that I needed to honor and respect.
Yes.
The moment we moved out of that place, man, in my house, there's a plate that he eats alone with. That's me. Okay? The plates he uses to eat, the spoon he uses to eat, even the cup he uses to drink water.
Yes.
You understand? I keep it aside. It's just my own way of saying, this is my husband.
Yes.
And the man I'm honoring, do you know what? When he comes to the house, he carries any plate, any spoon. I'm like, I kept this one for you. You go to carry it. It's like, do I stop? Why don't stop doing it? Even in my house, the place he sits. Except the house is full, we have an event, then you find yourself there. Else, you see that chair just there. Nobody sits there. Especially the dining table.
I hope I didn't sit there when I came to your house last time.
No, the dining. Especially the dining table. It's just my way of honoring him. Okay? I make sure his food is available.
Yeah.
I don't look down on him.
Yeah.
In public, I don't talk down on my husband.
So
okay?
Were you doing this, even when you started, when there was nothing, or you're doing it now because there's something?
No. Okay, my husband always tell people that when he married me, he was a bread eater.
Okay.
You know how they say breadwinner? My husband would say I was a bread eater. He was trying to tell people that, look, my wife fed me for a whole year. I was doing contracts. I had a friend in Chevron. She would help me. They would say they want to do fumigation. She'll put me, I'll do it. You understand? So I was helping the home. He has a way of remembering every little gesture and good.
That's very good.
That's him. Okay? So today, when he does something, people I just ask, we think I just fell from above. We didn't just follow. We suffered. We borrowed cars to drive. We trekked. We did everything every poor person did. Okay? We did everything. But today, whatever he gets, it's me first.
Yeah.
What did she do to the man? I didn't do anything to him. He just, I remember the days of little beginning, like Bible says, we should not despise. My husband never despised those days. You understand? So he will look out for me first. He goes to somewhere, he buys something, he buys two. He goes to somewhere, he's asking me. In fact, Joy, there's a very serious story. Just keep talking. Let's see. There's something I can tell you people today.
Let's take a break. A quick break, viewers. We'll be right back, and she's going to take us through her life story. Don't go away. Welcome back, viewers. This is Joy Elewon on Positive Impact, and we have our guest, Dr. Mrs. Ajoke Hephzibah Enebeli. She's going to really tell us now who she really is, where she started, and what got her to where she is. Now, my guests. Over to you. Tell us. You know, a lot of young girls, people see you, and I want to be like her. She dresses nice, brand name shoes, bag, nice hair, nice look, wonderful husband who takes good care of her, does everything for her. What is the secret?
Okay, hi everyone, we're back. Well, I like this aspect of this conversation because, like you rightly said, Joy, people think you just fell from heaven and then they want to be like you. You know, some of them joke and say, I want to be like you when I grow up.
My goodness. Really?
But deep down, most of them mean it. Okay? And for some of them, they want to be where I am.
Yeah.
Without going through what I went through.
Yes, they wouldn't.
Okay? I have lived in a one room before. I've carried my baby, 3-month-old baby, in a one room apartment before. Okay? I have used 2,000 naira as what they call it now, pocket money to feed. 2,000 to feed my family, my husband and my daughter. The one room I lived in was like goodwill from my husband's friend.
Okay.
Because we were living in a big house where it was empty, like I was saying before we went on the break. You know, it was a big house, but it was an empty house because they couldn't pay the rent.
Yeah.
Those days, duplex was 150K. Not like now. 150,000, we could not pay the rent. To tell you how difficult things were. I met him in difficulty, but I knew what God said to me when I was going to get married. So for me, I held on to that. And then I saw the future in him. I saw him like someone that had prospects.
Yes.
And so I just said, anyway, whatever happens, let's see how it goes. I'll be able to go with you the long haul. And here I am today. You know, you were talking about people wanting to wear shoes and carry bags like me. I used to go to oil mill to buy second-handed things to wear.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll buy for my children. I'll buy for myself. I'll buy for my husband. Every other Wednesday, you see me in oil mill. And then the kind of things I used to do is I used to do soft furnishing like we have here, this beautiful place. Like I used to do soft furnishing. So yeah. And so I'll go buy some fabrics, I'll make throw pillows and all that. In fact, come think about it, I like OMT today. I've been married this is my 26th year in marriage. People are still owing me money.
From those things.
It's good radiance. I don't need it anymore. Okay, they're forgiven. Yeah. Just in case they're watching me, I've forgiven them. So don't think. And they know themselves. They still owe me for little things. They're all big now. Yeah. Okay? So for those young girls out there that think that you just wake up one day and then money falls on your lap and then you begin to spend the money. I was in penury. We were in hunger. Like my husband's brother, moment to get to his house, he's asking us, are people eating? That's how bad it was. And we want to go. He's like, he'll bring out 2,000 naira. Oh, people should take. I said, do you people need the car? Is there something people want to do? And there was this 504 green. I'll not forget. You know, he'll give us to drive and give us 2,000 naira. Maybe either we buy fuel for the car or we use the money to eat. Anyone. Yeah. Do you understand? But we'll trek to his house. He sustained us like that. We're managing. We want to do anything. We'll go borrow clothes from them. Yes. We'll go to borrow clothes from my husband's immediate elder brother. He will wear one, I'll wear. And then people knew then that those clothes were not ours. But we needed to maybe want to attend a function.
How would they know it's not yours?
Maybe people that know them. If we go to a gathering where we have mutual friends or family,
they know.
They'll just know this one is
this
people. You understand? But we didn't care because we didn't have.
Yeah.
We couldn't steal. We didn't want to steal. And we didn't want to dupe people or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, until God smiled on us. But before all that, it was such a difficult journey that sometimes my daughter won't have food to eat, our children won't have food to eat.
Was there any time at this period where you felt like, I'm walking out of this marriage? Okay. Like
I was saying before that, every little thing, because of love, I would rather go and cry.
Yeah.
I used to cry a lot. Like, if something happens, I'll enter my room. I will cry and cry and cry it out because it's like, I'm here for good.
Okay, so it's love that kept you, that sustained you.
It was love. And that love made me cry every day. Like, oh God, I'm suffering. The word was very,
so what was it that you saw in him? That what is it in him that you like?
Respect.
Yeah, apart from respect.
Okay, I don't know if I said it sometime ago somewhere, that when I got into his house, I saw him, I knew it was my husband.
Okay. Yes, you said it in the other video.
Yeah, it was a personal administration.
Okay.
I just knew. I had a dream. You know, people don't say, oh, I dreamt this person is my husband, but it was so real that when I woke up, I knew I never met him anywhere.
Yeah.
And we were asked to go and pick up some guy somewhere to go
Both
on
of
an
you?
errand. No,
Okay.
my friend and I, we're church girls now. We lived in church.
Okay.
You know, after.
So you looked for one church boy,
you
fine,
know,
handsome boy.
Not
too.
really.
Okay.
Did I even know he was a church boy? He wasn't. I didn't even know he was a Christian. No.
Okay.
Honestly, we went to pick
He
his
didn't look like a
friend.
Christian or what?
Because
He was
my,
clean.
my husband has very fine legs.
Okay, you see.
You know, very fine. No, it wasn't that. Honestly. You know.
You saw the fine legs.
No, it wasn't fine legs.
Okay.
No, you know what happened? As we went to pick this guy for us to go to Aba to buy uniform for ushers those days when we were in Christian Church of God.
Okay.
So he picked us out to go and pick ushers uniform. Oh God, we were waiting for the person who his friend. He just got up and went to pull the drapes, pull the curtain. I'm like, someone just said, see your husband. I'm like, carnal sister. How can you come to somebody's house? I started rebuking myself. Oh, how can you see this? Is it because of his legs? I'm like, yeah, true. He was like, how can you see? Then the Spirit of God said again, that's the husband that you saw.
Okay.
Yes. I never met him anywhere. So I'm like, how can this be my husband? So I was quarreling with my spirit, my soul, my body. The sister next to me didn't know what I was going through. What was going through me. So he now came and sat down in front of me while we were waiting for his friend. Like,
And you kept on staring at him.
I was not saying I was angry. I was so spiritual that any man that talked to me, in fact, I was always getting angry. Do you understand? I got angry if you talk to me and say hello. I'll just get angry. Like, I feel you're coming to defile me because I know where I was.
Yes, I remember.
My life before, I didn't want to go back. Do you understand? So I faced Jesus like I faced front. I didn't want to turn back. Do you understand? So when I saw all those, I'm like, I will be telling the devil, you're a liar. Imagine, I come to somebody's house and say, this is your husband. How can I just see somebody else say, this is your husband? The Spirit of God was battling. And while he was talking to him, he was like, oh, how are you?
He was asking you.
Yes, he just engaged me in a conversation.
But there was somebody else. But
There was another sister.
He
We
was
were all in the
engaging you.
living room.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So what do you do? Where are you going to? And all the questions. So I answered him reluctantly and angrily and like I wasn't friendly.
Yeah.
You know. So when we're going out, the guy now came down the stairs. I mean, I didn't recognize the brother that we went to pick. I said, oh, okay, it's his brother. So we now came. The sister had a car. So she drove us to Aba. So as we're coming out of the house, my husband was like, so where are you from? I now told him. He said, oh, my elder brother's wife is from where you're from. I said, eh. He now said, how, because I knew the conversation with the Spirit of God, and I said, how old are you? I now said, guess my age. I said, he said I should get, I now guessed 27. He said, no, he was 33 at that time. I said, oh, you don't look it. So we just conversed. I entered the car. He now asked me my age. I said I was 25. And I was 25. So we got into the car and we left. If you see me, I hated myself. Oh, we went to Aba, came back. Meanwhile, it was an event. We're going to usher as ushers.
Yeah.
Each time we got to, when the event started, I was an usher. You would come and sit down where I was ushering. I was saying, what kind of human being is this? Seth? He's not even born again. Imagine this kind of people. These are mixed multitudes. I was saying to my friend, I said, Siafa, look at this brother. He's so carnal. He will be looking at me. I said, okay, look at him. Look at him. See him. So we were just making jest of him. Not knowing that he was just admiring me, like also trying to how would I call it now? To, get used to the fact that he too was being like this sister.
Yes, something.
Yes, you understand? So he was trying to get used to everything, what God was telling him to. My dear sister, it wasn't easy. Then program finished.
Okay, so let's go to where he now, proposed to you, Christian sister.
Okay, we became friends.
Okay.
That was July.
Yeah.
No, that program was June. By August, we're going to camp. Reading. We're going to go to camp. So we all went to camp together. Eziafa was there, a friend of mine. Went to camp together. I was ushering. Ezi was not working. He too was just a member, like Eziafa. Both of them were just members of church. I was the one working. The other guy too was an usher. So we were working at different areas. He would go and take lectures. he would go to his own class, I'll go to my own class, I'll be ushering, he will go. When we finish, all we're moving together because we now became friends, all of us. Okay, we all became friends. So we became working mates throughout in camp. We were working together, and there was a class that we went to. I never told you that I was in a courtship that broke before I met him.
Yes. The person broke
The
your
person
heart. I
broke
know.
my heart. Someone broke
Someone
my
broke
heart.
your heart, yeah.
Yes. And so it was like I wasn't ready for anybody. That was why I was angry with him.
Yes.
When he was engaging me in those conversations. So I was really, really angry. I'm like, no. I don't want anybody to come back again and break my heart again. But we became working mates in camp. I was in front of one of the preachers, one of the classes I was made to usher, and he was telling us the story of a monkey.
You and some other people?
Just in a class, because
Okay.
in camp they broke you into sessions.
Okay.
They were break out. You choose any class you want to attend. So there was this topic. He now was teaching about let go. He said we should let go. Yes, that was the class I went.
So
I
you knew
didn't
that
know.
message was for you?
I never knew it
To
was
let
what I
go.
was going to. They just assign you, go and usher you.
Yeah.
That's how I went to that class. Say let go. He now brought the story of a monkey and said a monkey. There was a nut inside the bottle, and the monkey wanted to pick up the nut in the bottle. Now most of us are like that monkey. We put our hands to collect the nuts. When it's time to bring out our fists are clenched. It's okay, everybody clench your fists. All of us did like this. And then he said, open it. He said the monkey refused to open the fist so that his hand will come out because he wanted to make sure his hand came off with the nuts. He said, so long as you're holding on to something, you can never get the blessing of God.
Yes.
He said, so many of us are holding on to our past. We're so embittered, we're so, we're so soaked in our past that we do not want to let go. If we want God to bless us, we should let go. Everybody open your hand and begin to pray. That's how I prayed though. As I finished, I turned my back. In my life, Joy, I never had peace in my life like that.
Okay.
Honestly. It's the first time, even till today, I've never had that kind of peace. That's the peace that God calls beyond understanding.
Yeah.
That was the one God gave to me. The moment I opened my eyes, it was like they poured ice in my heart. It was like everything that I had that came dissolved. Because I knew he was a guy that liked me, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't interested because of what I just came off. As I just turned back, I saw my friend Ezefa with him. They had finished their own class, gisting and waiting. Meanwhile, he was talking to Ezefa about me. I never knew all this. So we said, let's just take a walk. So we walked.
So after the class, you now felt
Everybody,
the peace and
of
now you're
God.
relaxed and
I
waiting
now
for
became
him to...
relaxed. And guess
Yeah.
what happened? We walked down the street where the Geo's house is. You see men, these cobblers, people that are bookies, that polish shoes, you know. So my shoes were dirty, was dusty because in camp is this red mud you find, you know. And so we were okay, all four of us, me, Ezefa, his friend,
And him.
and himself. We're just walking. And then they stole our bags on camp that year. Our money, everything that we had, they stole. So like, how will we come back? How are we going to come back home? As we're walking, he just bent down. He ran towards the malam. He took the brush.
After you
I
clean your
kept
shoes.
Joy in public, in church, in the holy ground. I almost died. He came. He said, I should wait. Now clean. Said my shoes were dirty. Joy, you need to see this shoe. The only shoe I was wearing all my life. You could see the shoe that this shoe was waiting for who to change. How I could change the shoes, you know. And so he brushed my shoes. Was cleaning. One elderly woman just came. I can still see the woman now. She just walked and said, sister, you're blessed, oh. Sister, you're blessed. The man is cleaning your shoes. Here. You're blessed.
So
That's how
what
the
was
man
going
left.
through your mind at that time?
At that point, from that class to where we were,
You knew
I was open.
you were open, okay.
Yes, I was open. I'm like, God, hope this man is born again. Because I didn't know him very well now. All I know, we were in church together. It's not being in church that makes you born again. Do you understand? So that was it. When we returned, there was no phone, no. There was no GSM those days. So the GSM, there's GSM, but you need to have one. You need to own one, or you go to Nitel or whatever. So sending notes for you to message somebody, you have to go to the person's house to drop the message. So my younger brother came visiting, and I wrote him one letter.
To say,
Joy, I will ask him where that letter is. Front and back. Notes, what they call it, full scrap sheets. I said, look, I do not want you around me.
You know that?
Yes, I do not want you around me. I hate it when men or brothers, or when men lie, how they deceive people. I just came off one. Honestly speaking, I do not want a relationship. Please be on your own. If you know that you're coming to joke around me, please just don't come near me. It's the last time, because he used to come around, himself and his friend, they knew our house. So he will come to where I stayed. So I wrote this letter and I'll give Femi. Femi, take this as go to number 1 of Kaki Street. That's where I used to live. Go and drop it there. He read the letter. My husband is a bold man.
And
He loves challenges. As my brother dropped the letter, next night I saw him coming. I looked at the window, I saw him coming. He said, what nonsense is this? What rubbish? How can you write this kind of letter? I don't like it. Don't, stop it. Stop. Start scolding me. Now so that the man was serious. So. You understand? So that's how the relationship started.
Okay.
I would go to their house. We were living in the house, like I said, the duplex. All the men in the world would gather there. And all that and all that. So that's how the friendship started. And then grew. Proposal. Want to know how he proposed? So, the way we were brought up as Christians, Christian sisters, we don't go to sleep you don't go to sleep in the brother's house. They don't even see both of you together. The moment he says, I want to marry you, they shouldn't see you together. Or maybe there are signs that, he's trying to get close to you. They don't see you together. Remember, blessed memory of Ono Fegara of those days, elderly man, you used to ask him, all his sisters in church, because he used to be generous, so he will give them money. They'll go and tell him that he likes them. So they feel that he's the one.
Okay.
So they were deceived. Most of them, let me not use the word deceived. They felt like he was them. You understand? He liked them because of his caring nature, generosity. So he will call him and say, Brother Alex, this sister, he will say, no, I don't have anything. So like, okay, you're old enough. I think you should bring a sister. Things like that. I started talking to him. So on his birthday, there was no food in the house. When I go to the house, because you can't sleep, you go when there's everybody. So we're keeping the rules, you understand? So he now said, I said, what do people have in the house? No food in this house. That day was 25th of September, his birthday. Rice. There was rice. And everybody was hungry. All the men were just moving up and down the kitchen, very big kitchen, like that. That's okay, let's bring the rice. I saw curry. I saw onions. There was Maggi, there was curry, there was onions. There was not even ground oil. I cooked the rice. I put the curry. He now came to the kitchen, sat with me. He was going to propose.
I was watching.
Now sat on the island, something there. Now sat there. But just watching me as I was cooking this food. When I finished, now said it's the sweetest food ever.
Really?
I now said,
that's a toasting
so
style.
He said, it's so nice. That is the best. I said curry and everything, He joined me, we actually did it together. And then, I was like, He now said, will you marry me? I'm like, with this rice. He said, what kind of condition? I'm like, I said, is that how they propose to people? He said, yes, I want us to get married, That's how it sounded, I'm like, wow. I cooked rice. People use ring to propose to people. No ring. It was just after cooking this rice, this man said he wants to marry me. And I said, okay. I said, yes. I said, okay, no problems. We'll pray. Let's pray. I'm praying about it. Let's just allow God to, direct us and guide us and all that. So that's how, indirectly, to me too, I accepted the marriage, the proposal. And then that's it. There was no ring. He didn't propose to me with a ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you now, you got to know him, know that, because, how would I put it? I mean, before you met him, you've had opportunity to do some big things for yourself.
Yeah.
So when you met him, this is something different and you're not seeing those things that you used to see. Is it because of the change in your spiritual life or what? Because of the love you have?
My wedding, if you see the dream, woman has a dream for their wedding gowns, everything. I'd said, my wedding gown here will be open, like, everything will be out. I was going to flaunt my figure, everything, you know. But giving my life to Christ actually changed so many things, you understand? Being a believer changed a lot of things. I tried to play down on my own desire.
Yeah.
Okay, I brought down my own desire, my own will, and submitted to the will of God. And so, seeing him was like, this is your husband. What would you do?
Okay.
Do you understand? And because there was something inside, I won't say I was in love.
You
when
were?
I met him. No, I wasn't in love.
Okay.
Do you understand? But there was everything pointing to the fact that this is your husband.
Okay, but the love grew.
The love grew.
Much later.
Yes, I grew to love him. Like every day I see my husband himself in him. There was this prospect, there was this, in our conversations, you know, you could see someone that has passion and love for family.
Yes.
You know, he loves
It's
family.
very important. Yeah.
Yes, he loves value for family. He had value for women, for wife. He would open the car for me to enter. It wasn't deceptive.
Does he still do that?
Once in a while.
Okay.
This is, you know why we don't even count it anymore.
Yeah.
We're now like ourselves. You know, there are things, all these young people, they think when you get married, your wife will always put food in your mouth. By the time you get to 5-10 years, they will leave you to put the food in your mouth
by yourself.
Do you understand? It doesn't change anything.
It doesn't change anything.
Yeah, you're just now normal. You now know yourselves like, okay, hey, you can help yourself, okay? And all that. So for me, it was like, we are now ourselves. You know, we now know ourselves so much. Bible says they were naked and not ashamed. There was everything that we didn't know. We knew everything about ourselves, you know, so there was nothing hidden for us. So I didn't love him from the beginning. It wasn't love at first sight. Okay, even when I saw, I was like, you understand? But I grew to see the value he places on human beings, on women, family, children.
Yeah.
For him, family is, you know, very important. So it made me also keep my guards, you know, and then begin to take one day at a time as I see him, you know. And right now, he's the best husband in the world.
You see, and you look back. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay. So can you go back? Have you really had serious challenges, like in the past, not now? You know, because people feel when there's money, I mean, you just overlook every challenge. But, you know, those days, you know, you've gone through challenges.
Trying times,
Real trying times.
Oh, yes. My marriage is like this today. Doesn't mean that I didn't have them. He really struggled, okay, in life through business. When I met him, he was expecting monies from contracts and jobs that he did. Like most young men till today, they will keep saying, I'm expecting money, you know. If I waited for that money, we won't marry. And tomorrow, that money has not come out.
You see, they're waiting for money to do the marriage.
Till today,
the money
as
didn't
I
come.
speak to you, the company packed out of Port Harcourt. The money has not come and never came. But I knew there was something somewhere. He started repairing phones.
Okay.
My husband was a phone repairer.
Did he learn it or he just started? Okay.
He got people to repair phones.
Okay.
He rented a place in town. They will repair phones. He will buy recharge cards. People will come and drop recharge cards for him to sell. The boys will steal. They will arrest him, take him to police station, and write, when you come and see, when I go and you see thief for stealing his name. I'm like, are you for real? The boys will steal.
And
We will discover how the cards, because in MTN you can always tell which number loaded the particular card.
Yeah.
So we got to know all these things. You understand? The owners of the card will now come and arrest my husband. They will tell my husband in the police station. I will go. I will see him there for nothing. People will lend him money. Maybe business goes bad, they will arrest him. I'll be there with my daughter. You know, you can't sleep without knowing that your husband is in a cell or somewhere. You know, suffering somewhere unduly. You understand? People do businesses with you and they feel that, oh, the business must bring out profits.
Yeah, and if it doesn't,
if it doesn't, they'll come and arrest
you. Take
you.
the risk alone.
Yeah, you take the risk. So many people. There are people there's someone I even met that was telling me his story even before I met him. He came, I was with my aunt those days in GRA, and then he came, I was like, somebody was owing him, hey, this and that. Oh, with his friend, he lent them into business and all that. I didn't know it was my husband in future.
Yeah, okay.
I never
Then
knew.
you didn't, you haven't
Yes. So, but when we got married, he told me stories about his life. And I said, oh, do you know this guy? He said, yeah, he's my cousin. I know him. We did business. I said, I knew this story. I told him I knew this story because, like I said before, we didn't hide anything from ourselves. So it was easy for me to tell people, yes, I know. Do you understand? So they would arrest him. The name calling was a lot. But because those were not, one thing in marriage and in life is trust.
Yeah.
If you trust someone before and when you marry the person, it makes things easy for you. You should be able to tell if your husband is capable of doing something,
yes,
or your wife is capable.
Yeah.
You should be able to tell. Do you understand? So when they come with something, I just know. I say no, it's not the way they're saying it. But of course, who want to say, they will just say, would you rather say he did it after you're his wife? They'll say you're bound to support him, and all that, or favor him and all that. He really went through so much, we went through so much. It wasn't easy at all for us.
So when did you get the breakthrough after going through all that?
Oh yes, it was God. Is it prayer? Is it fasting? Is it trying? We prayed, we fasted, we tried so many things. But for most Christians today, someone was saying something that, why are you the one saying it? Like someone said something to me today, that he went to sell something to someone. The person now said, how come you're not rich? You're selling this kind of thing. You're selling books. How to be a millionaire, 10 ways of 50 ways of becoming a millionaire, and you're still under the bridge, kind of.
Yeah.
So say, why
you must have read it and become.
Why are these books not making sense to you?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Things like that.
Okay.
So what were we even talking about before I got here?
No, we're trying to talk about how he, broke through.
They broke through.
Yeah.
So what I want to say is, even when you're a believer, you should walk. Bible says if you don't work, you won't eat. Jesus Christ worked, so he was a carpenter. Yes. Disciples fished. They didn't just go about preaching, they fished. Okay? They went into fishing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ himself did furniture with his father.
Yeah.
So he was not idle. So nobody should say, oh, it's only prayer and fasting that gets you success. You should also work. Look for something to do.
Yeah.
And no matter how little, it will grow. Okay? So that's how we started. From that little vocation he was doing, selling cards and all that, he got an employment. Because me, I've always liked a man that will work. Yeah,
9
so
to 5.
If you're working 9 to 5, 9 to 5, then do other things.
Yeah.
But he works, but
he's a business-minded
yes,
person.
he's a business-minded person. So everything he touches, for him, it's like that. He could come here, this is a gutter. He transforms the gutter to a duplex. That's him. He's just gifted. So when I saw all this, I said, he doesn't have it now. Tomorrow you will have.
Yeah.
With the little things we're doing, I got a job with the government too. I was working at some point, and while I was working, it was 13,450. That was my as a lady or a man. Live within that means.
Yes.
And then pray that God blesses and increases you, not just sitting down there and thinking that one day, hey, manna will fall, and when manna falls from heaven, and that's it. But God blesses people's efforts. It doesn't matter how long it takes you, but He will.
Yeah, He does.
That's my own testimony. God will surely bless you, and if you do the right thing.
Yeah.
What I mean right thing, if you do the right, if you engage in the right vocation, don't just get up. Everybody is selling this, you want to sell. Those people are selling that, you sell. You get up in the morning, oh, I want to fry a car tomorrow. No, it's buns, I want to fry. Just make sure you're doing the right thing and consistently doing them. Before you know what is happening, you grow. So, like sometime in church, I was just telling some people, I'm like, our church is not a very big one. Okay? I find myself in a place where all of us started from the ground.
Yeah.
So if you join our church now,
you will know
see those people there, you don't know where they were.
Yeah.
And so some women want to hound their husbands to buy them cars.
No.
Your husband buys you one car. Maybe they don't feel like, I'm just saying.
Yes.
Okay, and some of them will be like, oh, you wear this kind of hair, they want to wear the kind of hair, you know. Even the hair, you don't know how many times I paid even to get the hair where it is. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But you want to make your husband give you those
Yeah.
things.
Put a lot
you
of pressure on him.
Yeah, put a lot of pressure on your husband. It doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work
I
that way.
never, I'm in public right now, I never put my husband in pressure, under pressure. Yes, I never told him, give me money, I want to buy this. If you don't give me,
Yeah.
never in this life. I never did it. I never asked him for money for myself. Okay, maybe recently I'll just say, I want this thing. Or I'll just say it in passing that this is one. If
Then
he just hears,
he'll buy it.
he'll just quickly know I need that thing. That's how he is. If I just say something, he'll just say, before you know, he'll buy me. I say, hey, I'm in this shop. That blue, is it the blue one or the brown one? I'm like, are you buying something for me? Do you understand? Because he heard, that's just a sensitive person that he is. You understand? So we didn't jump from where we were to where we are right now. In fact, if I begin to talk about it, we'll not close this session.
We'll not close this session.
There's
So,
so
but
much suffering that we went through. Okay.
I have a question. So this guy that broke your heart, is it still, do you still hear about him, or have you seen him?
This was going to make me cry because it passed on.
Really? I'm so sorry to talk
But
about
the big
that.
minister in the States, he passed on.
Okay.
Died.
So let's not go that
Yeah.
way, because I wanted to say something something more.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. We're going to have you again because you haven't finished telling us your story.
I know.
Yeah, so we'll have you some
We're
other
just
time to come
picking
in.
bits and pieces and putting together.
Yes,
Yeah.
really appreciate you. Thank you for coming. And I hope a lot of people have listened and have heard that you know, people don't just fall from heaven down
Heaven,
here.
yeah.
They pass through, you know,
The
a
stages
lot
in
processes in life, and they are like in marriage, patient, submissive, loving, long-suffering, you know, and, you know, peaceful, trying to make things work, and,
yeah.
you know. So viewers, I hope you've, you know, enjoyed this part of the program. You can use our comment sections if you have questions or you want to, you know, send us your comments. We love you. We'll see you again next week. Goodbye. God bless.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me?
I went to Aba. I used to love soft furnishing and all the rest of them. So I went to Aba to pick up some stuff for some people. And then I had this baby. My daughter was 3 months old at that time. And she was still breastfeeding. I was still feeding her, you know, had not weaned her. And so I left her with my friends. I extracted milk from my, you know, I kept milk for her to take. Yeah. And then they finished the milk. And then this girl was hungry. The baby finished the milk. Okay. They finished feeding her with the milk, you know, my breast milk that I kept. And so, because I was doing baby friendly at that point, you know, when you have a first child, it's like you want to experiment. Whatever they say do, you do, you know. So they finished the milk. They fed her with the last one. And then this girl started crying. Everybody, they did everything possible. They gave her water. They gave her, because I said I didn't want her to have, what do they call it? The artificial milk. Yeah, the artificial milk. I didn't want to feed her with that because I had my plan on doing the 1 year. So this woman came by. And because my child was crying, she said she was going to breastfeed the child. And they didn't call me herself. Okay. I don't have any relationship with you. Okay. You're not my sister. You're nothing. And then you came and friend. When I got back, they told me that this woman breastfed my child. Really? I almost died. I'm like, what if this woman had one infection? Yeah. What if there was something wrong with her? Oh, there was nothing I didn't think. I started crying. I was bitter. And she was around. She came around to like tell me, oh, I had to help your child. Yeah. I said, no, you don't have any right. Why did you feed my child? I cried. I wailed. The bitterness was so much that the woman had to run away from me. Because when she saw me, she was like, this lady was going to tear me apart. You know, people begged me, I refused. So the bitterness so stayed with me that when my husband got back and then we were explaining what happened, he said, okay, it has happened. I said, no, I cannot. I won't forgive this woman. Who asked her to feed my child? Do you know that I didn't want to go, I didn't go to church. They had to call my pastor to come and beg me. The man said, look, this woman only helped to save a situation.
Yes.
I said, I don't know her. I never knew her from anywhere. Who sent her? In fact, I did not even hold the people that gave my child to the woman to breastfeed. It was the woman I held.
Responsible.
You understand? Responsible. So it was that bad. So it took me days and months to tell you that it was so bad. I can still, it resonates with me till today. What happened to me?
Okay.
Unforgiveness is not good. I'm telling you. I was hot. I had to go to the hospital to check whether I had high blood pressure or something. It was that bad.
That means
You understand?
It affected you.
It affected everything about me,
emotionally.
and I transferred aggression. When my husband says sorry, I'm like, hey, are you the one? You do send that. Everybody that came asking for me to forgive the woman, I took it on them. I said, no. You know, it was like you people connived and did this to me.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it went for months and then years. Joy, it went for years, even years. When my child was even 1, 2, I kept on remembering this thing. And guess what happened?
What happened?
We were in a church. We were in a parish of Redeem at that point. And we moved to another parish. I now heard a story that this woman killed her 2 children.
Wait, this same woman?
The story actually is everywhere.
This
Yes, this same woman. Yes.
Really?
So there was a mental issue.
Wait, it happened before she breastfed your daughter or after?
It happened after she breastfed my daughter.
Okay.
So apparently I was fighting against something I never knew was going to happen later.
Yeah.
So I was having this, I had fits of like shock some nights.
Yeah.
Then when we moved to another parish, the story came round the whole of Port Harcourt that this woman killed her children in a hotel room.
Yeah. Same woman.
Same woman. She had separated from her husband. The depression or something, I don't know what came up. And then she saw these children on the bed. Mind you, this woman was a lawyer. She's a learned person. Yeah. She was learned. She said she saw the children like snakes on the bed. And then she stabbed and she killed those children.
It means she had
it looks like there was an issue. For me, it's like, you're not well.
Yes.
At the point where she fed my daughter, I felt she wasn't feeling well. Yeah. I don't know what just came over me, like there's something about this woman I didn't like. So that was the pain I had. Yeah. Okay? Maybe it was a relative. I would have said, okay, this is my relative or my friend, helped out and all that. You had no connection with me. You just saw a child and it's okay, I will feed the child, and you fed the child. So, then after some years, we discovered that this woman killed her own children. Okay. I can see those children, I know those children. You understand? You know, so after some years again, I hear she's passed on.
Okay. But at what point, were you able to forgive her before she passed on? Or?
Okay, before she passed on, when I heard about it, I'm like, oh, was that why I was reacting like this? Well, I eventually forgave her, that's the truth. You understand? I forgave her because, you know, we hear preachings, we hear talks, morals, you know, here and there from time to time, and then we get to let them sink into us, and then you begin to ask yourself. One thing that, you know, lived with me after a while was, for how long were you going to hold on to this unforgiveness?
Yeah. So how was the forgiveness done? You did it personally, or
no. I never met, from that time till now, I didn't meet that woman anywhere. I only knew about her. I was hearing about her. She was a lawyer and things, her life. Maybe when she gets into a network where I find myself too, you know, I just see her. And I never talked with her, but to me, I felt like it was about me. Okay. For her, she didn't have anything against me. Yes. She had asked me to forgive, begged me, but I was the one that was hurt. So I saw that I was killing myself when the woman moved on. Okay. So I had no choice but to say, no. Okay, she solved the situation. It dawned on me that, okay, she solved the situation. But in solving the situation, she helped me out in a way I didn't take lightly. One, after a while, I let go. I even forget the